The Fallout is the brand new HBO Max original film debuted at South by Southwest in 2021, but just debuted yesterday on HBO Max. The film stars Jenna Ortega, Maddie Ziegler, Niles Fitch, John Ortiz, Julie Bowen, and Shailene Woodley. It tells a story about Veda, who is a high schooler who basically there's a huge tragedy that happens that she is trying to navigate through, going through emotional experiences in the wake of a school tragedy. Relationships with her family, friends, and the view of a world are forever altered after this event. The film is an hour and 32 minutes and is rated R. Welcome back to a brand new movie review here at Mac Talks Movies. We're talking about The Fallout. We're really excited to talk about this movie with you guys right now. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and ring the bell. I do these types of movie reviews, TV show reviews, streaming platform reviews, movie rankings, box office breakdown show. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel. Also, please comment down below. First of all, if you saw this film on HBO Max, let me know what are your thoughts of the film. Not a lot of buzz really from audience members. There's a lot coming out really everywhere. So it's kind of tough for these type of films to get noticed. But tell me why, if you liked the movie, didn't like the movie, and will you check out this movie based on my review? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. And please like the video. So I literally knew nothing about this movie. Really, except Jenna Ortega would be the main star. Now, Jenna Ortega is an actress that I've absolutely loved, really from the beginning. When the beginning really was for me with her, The Babysitter 2, where she was the only new character in Babysitter 2. She really stood out to me in that film as Phoebe, the new character. Then, getting to see her this past year, really a couple weeks ago in Scream, she was my favorite new character in Scream. So she's been a huge standout in all of the movies I've seen of her before, but this is the first pure lead performance. And yes, the posters are all over with her and Maddie Ziegler, but she is the character in every single scene of the movie. She is the lead character. So let's talk about this film. Now, this film, I don't want to give away what the school tragedy actually is because it took me completely off guard, like 15 minutes in. The thing happens and it completely takes me off guard. And because it's not in the IMDb bio of what actually happened, they just call it school tragedy, which I'll leave it as well. I'm not going to spoil what the actual tragedy is and what it is, but I thought with this movie did a beautiful job of showing authenticity of what the situation does to a group of people. This school tragedy takes people in a lot of different directions. Some kids want to use this and try to help save the world, save the country, and really help people in these types of situations. But other people just feel numbed by the whole situation that happens and really can't move on with their life. They don't want to go back to school. And their whole life gets changed by a 6 to 10 minute occurrence that changes their entire lives forever. And I thought what this movie did a beautiful job from a directing and writing point of view. It showed the authenticity of what kids do when this thing happens. And for someone who's currently in college and really my whole life there's been news about what the school tragedy is and really has scared a lot of us kids in this era where we're going into school every day and sometimes you never know what's going to happen. And you kind of have to live your own life and try not to think about the worst things that happen for school tragedies. And I think that this movie did a beautiful job of showing, first of all, the first 10 minutes, if you've never heard the plot, which I really haven't, and this bio does not give it away, but you're kind of like in the mode of the movie. And then all of a sudden the thing happens and you're really shook for the rest of the movie, just like your main character, Veda, played by Jenna Ortega, who delivers a really fantastic performance. I know this movie probably won't get seen by enough people by obviously the Oscars next year, but this is a really special performance from Jenna Ortega, who delivers a authentic performance of someone who just feels numbed by the whole situation. She's meeting a lot of her new friends now based on how they reacted about the tragedy. Meeting new people, how you react to your family members, how some of your friends want to do this and you want to do this, and where you kind of fit into society now after being involved in something like this. I think Veda is such an authentic, and that's one of the best parts about this whole movie is that all these characters really do feel like real people. None of the actors are doing things over the top. These all people feel like real people who go through the situation. I think they did a beautiful job doing that with a couple scenes in particular. There's one scene that really stood out to me with Veda and her dad, who's played by John Ortiz. A really great scene that I think really did hit me emotionally. Another scene that hit me emotionally was a conversation between Veda, Jenna Ortega, and her sister that also really stood out to me as well, from an emotional point of view. This movie, yes, is depressing, but it does have its quirkiness and it's fun because that's what these situations are. It's such an up and down road of what you do when you're a part of this. Her sister is Amelia, who is played by Lumi Pollock, who was also very good in the movie, one of her first roles in a film. Her and Ortega have really good chemistry there, but how you talk to your family members about it. Do you trust your family members to talk about this kind of stuff, or do you trust your friends more? And I found this film to be quite scaringly relatable. It's a film that will hit people really hard because some people don't want to feel this truth. And this is a type of topic that we just don't see in movies. But this movie tackled it really beautifully. Megan Park, who wrote and directed the movie, did a fabulous job, really, again, showing the authenticity. I also think Maddie Ziegler's character, Mia, is such an important character to the film. Her relationship with Veda being two totally different people, for them to still be friends in this situation. Very relatable to me. I have a lot of now friends in the past really year or two who we probably have nothing in common. None of our things that we're passionate about are in common, but for some reason, we're probably the closest friends. And I thought this relationship really showed that you don't have to have the same passions as other people. You don't have to be in the same friend circles, but you can still be the closest friends and still relate to each other, even though you don't like the same stuff. And I thought the Veda-Mia relationship was really good. Also, the relationship between Quentin and Veda. Something happens to Quentin too in the school tragedy that really affects him, which lets him wanting to be friends with Veda. Really good. And then the Veda and Nick relationship, played by Will Ropp, is also really strong in the movie. I know I'm talking a lot of positives, but I really did. It's not like a fun movie. It's 92 minutes long. It's short, but you can really feel what Veda's feeling: depressed and then kind of happy, kind of forgetting about stuff and then going into some bad things. And then moving on and how to move on, really finding the balance of when to move on from school, to be okay that other people are handling the situation different than you. And I thought that all these things were handled really beautifully. Some of my main issues with the film, really my only kind of nitpicks, is that sometimes the tones don't always clash, because there's sometimes where, yes, you kind of get the perspective of Veda trying to be happy and moving on, but it's cutting from Veda being super, super happy to then to be super, super depressed. And as an audience member watching the film, I know it's tough for the character, but as an audience member, it's so tough at times to go from super happy on the top of the world type stuff to then coming right down to hell. At times, there's a little bit tonally wise that the thing does not always balance out for the most part. And I would have loved to see the Nick and Veda relationship talked about a little bit more towards the second half of the movie, because Nick has a very big thing that he wants to do based off the school tragedy. And I would love to see him have more screen time, because it's a very authentic thing that kids do after these type of tragedies. And I also felt like the mom-daughter relationship felt a little, probably the most cliche relationship in the movie, but still felt real. But overall, I really like this movie a lot. This is definitely my favorite movie I've seen in 2022. And I think this could be in the top 15, top 20 movies of the whole year, because this film really hit me emotionally, really put me in the right place. It was very authentic, and the people felt like real people. Really good movie, really great movie on HBO Max. I'm going to give The Fallout 4.5 out of 5 and 88% for The Fallout. Really good movie on HBO Max. Definitely check it out. That's my thoughts on The Fallout. Please like the video, subscribe, ring the bell. More reviews are coming. A Netflix movie review, a Disney Plus movie review, Euphoria episode 3, Boba Fett episode 6, episode 6 of Peacemaker. These are all the videos coming up. Box office breakdown shows. Those are all the videos coming out soon. So please subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when those videos drop, and I'll see you guys soon.